Hey yo, I am from the future, which might not seem the case, but I'm a Scientologist and I know a lot of things, so I came back to the past to talk about Natlan. It is coming out very soon, and so I'm just gonna be predicting everything about it. But it's not a prediction because I'm from the future, so that means it's actually the truth and nothing but the truth. So first of all, I'm going to start off with talking about the story, then go to the map, and then the puzzles, and then characters. And I think that's the general gist of everything we should go over. Starting with the story. The story is going to be pretty simple. A lot of people don't know it, but it is. It's going to start off with version 1, which is 5.0, obviously. And we're going to be just going into Natlan, talking to some of the new characters, learning about it a little bit, but there's going to be a single tribe that's doing some sneaky business on the side, and then we're going to team up with one or two of the tribes and take them down. And I think that's the general story of the first one. It's not going to be anything too crazy. We're not going to go into Harbingers yet. So, there you go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We already got the first half done. Now we go to 5.1, which is going to be where more interesting stuff happens. We're going to see the volcano region introduced. And talking about the volcano, CAPITANO is probably going to be introduced during this patch as well. And we're going to see him and see what he's up to, obviously. And now we're probably going to learn some other things, you know. We're going to learn about how some of the tribes are learning about the sun gods, and some of the tribes worship the archons. Some of them think that the archon is just descendant of this sun god that's a higher up force. Some of them don't even believe in the pyro archon, and that's why they're all at war. That's why they're constantly at war. And that's the simple thing about it. That's the simple thing. We're just talking about tribes, and there's a lot of tribes, and the volcano tribe is going to be sacrificial, and I don't know, maybe they're doing stuff, and they're doing sneaky stuff, and that's what Capitano's going to be trying to stop. So we're like, oh, maybe he's a good guy, not so bad after all. But that is until 5.2, when we start the tournament arc. We're gonna have a tournament. It's pretty simple. We got 7 tribes, I think. I remember hearing there's 7 different tribes in that land. So it only makes sense to be a tournament arc. And what are they going to be doing? They're going to have a battle royale. We're going to have a battle royale. And so when we get to this tournament arc, we're going to be chosen to represent a region or a tribe, because they're not going to be strong enough. They're just a simple lovey tribe, so they're going to ask us to do everything for them, and that's the simple part. As I'm saying, it's all simple because it's all obvious. Natlan, not really that interesting, by the way, because I'm from the future. I know the truth. So what are we going to do in the tournament arc? We're going to get our asses kicked. Capitano's gonna destroy us. If we can't beat Cheeto, there is no way in hell we're beating Capitano. I'm just saying. So we're gonna get our asses whooped. Capitano's gonna give that gnosis to the penguin looking dude, and that penguin looking dude is gonna summon the third descender. The tournament arc is gonna get canceled because it's gonna explode. The third descender is gonna wake up. He's gonna explode the entire Coliseum. It's gonna go ba boom, and we're not even gonna see it anymore. And then he's gonna crawl out of the dust. He's gonna be walking all strong, you know, and he's gonna be like, I need to find Aether. And then Lumine's gonna be like, what the fuck? I know, it's gonna be kind of crazy. It is gonna be kind of crazy. I don't know. Natlan, it might start off really simple and boring, but the ending is gonna be like, oh my god, why is he talking about Aether? We don't know all these questions. They're gonna go fly off. They're going to Shneshniah. Lumine's asking, why the hell does he know my brother's name? Why is he saying that stuff? And then we think back to how Ye Miko did a training arc for us, but it did nothing. It was pointless. Everything that we did during that was pointless because we didn't even get stronger. And that's when the god of war, the Pyro Archon, comes in and says, can make you stronger. And then we go into a cave. We're gonna enter a cave, and then the story's gonna end, and it's gonna pick up back when Snezhnaya begins, and we're gonna come back stronger than ever now that we had the Pyro Archon's guidance. I think that's the whole general gist of the story. And I say I think I know. Alright, now that we finished talking about the story, we can talk about the good stuff, which is the map. I had a good-ass team of drawologists make up the perfect image to represent what the map of Natlan ends up looking like. And so, let's talk about it. First off, I think we're going to be entering through Fontaine. Pretty obvious. I would say we're entering through Sumeru's desert, but I feel like we're probably going to get another expansion there if they don't actually give up on the region like they seems like they are. So we're going to enter through Fontaine from the left and then go to a port town, which is the blue square. You probably can't see the TV, so it's probably going to be there. So the blue square. And what's in this blue square? Port town. Pretty simple. We're going to meet one of the new characters, and they're going to be like, bah, 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 bah. But we're not talking about the story. We're just talking about the map. The green area at the top is going to be a foresty-esque area because we're getting closer to Snezhnaya, so there's going to be more greenery. I think the whole region's going to be like rocky, maybe ashy, a lot of ruins. So there's not going to be a lot of greenery until you get up to the northern area. Going back to the giant green circle. The green circle is important because that's the major city of Natlan. What is it going to be called? City of Natlan. I know, they're not original. I actually don't know why they named it that. But I don't know. Orange, brownish circle, triangle. It's not a triangle. It's a circle. Circle. That is the Colosseum. That's the Colosseum that's going to get exploded, as I said. That is going to turn into ash. There's going to be some cool puzzles there, probably. And then on the left, you have the volcano with another tribe, and you go to the top, and that's where the sacrifice altar is. To the south, probably nothing down there. They're probably gonna be like, hey, blah blah. That's just gonna be where there's gonna be maybe another port town, just in case you have the water region over there to separate the desert and Natlan. Because if they're not connected, they're gonna have to have another port town. But that's it. That's the general map. That's the general map. You got your cities, you got your Colosseum, you got your forest, you got your volcano. It's not gonna be too massive, but it's gonna be there. See, I like puzzles, and the puzzles in Genshin are what I live for. So, what are we gonna see? I think we're gonna see some of the basic normal puzzles. All right, we're gonna see the same old. We're gonna have your torch puzzles. You're gonna have your slime balloons. You're gonna have slime flyers. You're gonna have your hilly churls. Yada yada yada. Now let's get into the new stuff. And since I think that it's mostly gonna be rocky, you're gonna have a lot of rock puzzles. So that means probably push puzzles. You're gonna have tumbling rocks, like the stuff you see in Leeway a little bit, but they don't really do much with. Don't know how you'd make a puzzle out of them, but you know, you never know. You might have some boulders that are going down mountains that you have to dodge. You gotta have you're gonna have some vines. Vine puzzles might be a thing. You could have some vines. Fire burns vines, and you could have a lot of vines. Probably a lot of vines. And now we could talk about something else. I think Natlan's going to be Aztec. Why? I don't know. But I think there's going to be a lot of ruins and a lot of Aztec-looking temples and buildings. That means door puzzles or arrow traps and all these other traps. I think we're gonna see a lot of them. Maybe more of the spiders that are almost forgotten, but come back from time to time. And what do I think the door puzzles are gonna be? Well, I think they're just gonna steal it from Star Rail and do the Star Skip puzzles. What else? I think those are basic concepts, but we need something else. Something that uses the pyro of Pyro Nation. So what do I think? Probably minecarts. Something similar to Breath of the Wild. In Breath of the Wild, you freeze time and hit it and then it goes. But I think if you infuse it with pyro, that is what we're going to be seeing. We're going to infuse minecarts in pyro and go flying. I think they were testing it out with the Dreamland bottle, with the Klee minecarts. So we're going to see something similar to that probably. Or maybe if they don't do minecarts, there's just rocks that you infuse with pyro that launch you and you can glide from there. And maybe that's the new type of movement in the region. And genuinely, I think that's the basic idea for Natlan's region and puzzles. Now, let's get into the good stuff. The characters. Lumine. This is the basic traveler, and we're going to be talking about what Lumine is probably going to be playing like. I think that Lumine should be really cool, and I think that the E should be a pyro infusion, and then the ultimate would be a pot, a big pot. You know, Traveler likes cooking, Paimon likes food, it only makes sense. But this pot isn't just your normal pot, it's a special pot because it's going to do something different. We're going to have the pot shoot out pyro, similar to a summon type thing, but it's like a tower that shoots out randomly and hits opponents. But it does something special. We're going to have it infuse stuff. So if you infuse this pot with Dendro, so if you just hit it with a skill or attack that does Dendro damage, you're going to start doing burning damage. That pot is going to be shooting out burning damage. Infuse it with Hydro, you do Vaporize, etc., etc. But will MiHoYo do that? No. They're going to do something different. They're going to do something great. They're going to make the E a fan attack, just like Kaya and Dendro Traveler, and it's going to be useless because it has no range. Then you're going to have the greatest ultimate of all time. Hydro Traveler's just stolen Emo Traveler's ult, so Pyro Traveler's going to steal Geo Travelers. We're going to have a basic ass attack. And that's the actual idea I think Traveler's going to be. As much as I want my concept to be cool because it will make Pyro Traveler like a sub DPS, we're not getting that. Basic goal from the trailer. I think she's going to be a Razor clone. Why? Because it's about time we get another one. We haven't gotten one in a while, and I think they like reusing character skills. They do it with Kachina, I mean, they're going to do it again. So they already have Sinnoh. So what will she be doing? Her E, probably a basic pyro punch similar to Heizo, and then the ultimate would be that crown headpiece. That crown headpiece is probably gonna come off her head and go a goopagop, and then it's gonna turn into a thing and you start punching things. You know, it's simple ass idea, simple ass concept. I think that is correct. Pyro Archon. This is a very low quality image because this is an old image. Do I think she's gonna look like that? Maybe. But this image does not represent the Pyro Archon in my head because I'm thinking God of War. This does not look like God of War. This looks like Nilo 2.0. So what do I think Pyro Archon's gonna be? Well, I think the E is gonna have to do something with the sun. So if we have the sun as a concept of worship in Natlan, a lot of people worship the sun, a lot of people don't, but the Pyro Archon's going to do something with the sun. And I think the perfect idea for that is the Fontaine ball puzzles. We're going to see something similar to that as her E. The more you hold it down, the bigger the ball gets, and then you shoot it. And if it hits an enemy, it explodes. If it misses, it bounces off walls for a little bit, and then it explodes. Or if it hits an enemy, you know, basic idea. The ultimate can be volcanic geysers that you summon all over the place around you to make pyro damage. And they will do a little bit of damage, obviously, but it's mainly an applier. So you can have other characters do their thing, and she's going to be doing a lot of application of pyro. And I think that's going to be the general gist of what she does. And now, let's get into the two characters that I'm most excited for, which is, number one, Varka. Varka, I think he's going to do something really cool. I'm excited for Varka. This art is actually kind of good, and I kind of wish he looks like that. But he's probably going to look young. He's probably going to look young, and then I think we should all riot. But I think Varka is going to be an Anemo, Claymore, or polearm. It doesn't really matter. I think it could be either one or the other. And I think it's a pretty basic. Obviously, this one thinks he's going to be an Anemo Claymore. But I think my idea for what he's going to be playing like can be either or. So, E-wise, we have horse. I know, kind of crazy concept. Hold down the E, you can ride the horse. This is mainly an overworld ability. You ride around and you have a good time. Now, if you tap the E, that's where the damage comes in. I think you ride the horse comes up, and then you can look around, you know? You just shift around, and there's an arrow in front of you, and that arrow allows you to charge. And once you go through an enemy with this charge, you do swirl damage. So Varka is going to be a swirl damage DPS, but you can't do swirl without reactions. And obviously it's a team-based game, so you can just build it around it, and you can have other appliers. But a character needs to work on their own a little bit, you know? So, how's he gonna do that? His ultimate is going to do something special, and that is the first double element character. How's he gonna do that? He summons his goons. He will raise out his weapon, either it's a claymore or a polearm, and it's gonna look similar to Broniazel, and you summon two goons. The new NPC battles that they have in the game, they're not really new anymore, but you know what I'm saying. You have the health bars, and they do probably going to be doing pyro damage since we're in the nation of pyro. So they're going to be pyro, they apply pyro, and then you use your E, you dash through. You can use the dash twice, so you swirl and then dash again and then swirl, and then if you want, you can make a constellation have a third charge to that E. So that's the general gist of what Varka is going to be like. Pretty exciting stuff, if I have to say. Now we get into the good stuff. This is what I'm most excited for. The one character that I actually really want is Capitano. I thought we weren't going to get him until like Conria, but ever since Nouvelette mentioned his name, I have been giddy off my toes, and he's better be cool as all hell. So what do I think he's gonna be? I think he's gonna be a Nemo Claymore. I know that doesn't make sense. I think he's probably in reality gonna be Pyro, but I really want him to be a Nemo Claymore for what I'm about to say. So what do I think he's gonna play like? Obviously we need to change some things about Claymores. Most Claymores, in my opinion, alright, they don't feel strong. Obviously, they can be strong. They do a lot of damage, but I just don't like playing them. They don't feel strong like they should. I think his basic attack should be something similar to like D-Luke and stuff, where he just swang, swang, swang. Maybe just have him swing out his claymore with one hand to make him look like a badass. However, I think the charged attack needs an upgrade. That spinning attack sucks ass, takes too long, and should not be his charged attack. But I also don't want D-Luke's charged attack, because that's boring and not as cool. So what do I want? I want something similar to Klee's. Why Klee's? Because Klee, when you use it, you feel like a badass. I don't know why they did it, but they gave Klee an explosion that just knocks everyone off their feet. And that's what a Claymore needs. So I think Capitano's Claymore charged attack should just be one big ass slam into the ground, and it knocks everyone around just like Klee's charged attack. And it will make you feel a lot stronger than whatever they got going on, if you know what I mean. And now that we got the basic ideas for his charged attack out of the way, let's go into the E. The E of Capitano will be a Nemo infusion. Since he's a Nemo Claymore DPS, he's gonna be swacking, making everyone go crazy. And then you can have his charged attack. Either you can do the same one that we just came up with, that slams onto the ground and it pulls everyone in, or you can change his charged attack while you're in your E to the spinning one, so when you're spinning it sucks everyone around. And you're gonna want to have some type of defense, because you never know, what if the enemy knocks you off your feet? You can't have your posture being broken, so you have a shield. So he's gonna have to work with a shield character, probably gonna use Zhongli. Suck everyone in. That's your basic idea with the E. You just want to suck everyone in, do a decent amount of damage every swirl. But now is the important part, the ultimate. Spoilers for One Piece. If you're not caught up all the way, skip to the timestamp right here. So 3, 2, 1. Alright, his ultimate is going to be Galaxy Impact. I swear it better be. That is so goddamn cool. I just want him to charge up. Don't make it look like the anime one where it's like an actual explosion, but like the manga one where it's just like a circle. So you just jump up into the air. You jump up in the air, grab your fist, slam it on the ground, do a bunch of damage. Capiche capoosh. Simple as that. And that's all. That's all. And that's all the characters we need to talk about. I think I did a pretty good job at telling the truth. And I think it's time to watch the trailers to see if I was correct. Alrighty, I just watched the new trailer. Also, the new characters are on screen, so might as well just talk about them really quick. First off, we have this girl. I don't really know what to say. She kind of reminds me of a bird. Might be a second version of fish. She looks Electro. Might be Electro. But also, it could also be a Nemo, because she kind of reminds me of Faruzan in a way. But most likely Electro, because every nation has their Electro person. So, you know. Gameplay-wise, I have no clue. I was thinking Layla-esque. Maybe. That's all I got. Cheetah Girl. I feel like she might be another version of Yelen. So her E is probably going to be similar. I think she's going to go on all fours like Wolverine's crawl. And she's going to go around town. Ultimate. I have no clue. It could be anything. I'm out. I'm out of options. I don't know. I really don't know anymore. All right, going on to the next girl. Generally have no idea. Like, she could be anything. It's obviously a pyro, maybe a pyro applicator. Probably gonna have like a lasso or like a gun, because she kind of looks like a cowboyish. Don't really know what else. I'm really bad. I'm struggling. I don't even know what to say about these characters. Like, it's really bad. Not even to mention that the Pyro Archon completely different. So I genuinely, I'm done for. This reality kind of different, by the way. Kind of different. Pyro Archon. She could change. She looks like a biker. Might have a bike. She might have a similar moveset to the bike boss in Wuthering Waves, but I guess time will tell. Don't really know what to say about these characters anymore. Well, there you go. There you go. Well, here I am, realizing that I forgot to talk about the story, so I'm back for a little bit. The story of Natlan seemingly is pretty similar to what I've predicted. Obviously, it's not a tournament arc. It's more of a sports festival, it seems. But the Archon's phrase in the trailer from way back when is still the winner takes all. I still think we're going to get a battle arc at the end. Come on, everyone's going to be fighting. We're going to have the fun games and then the tournament. I think I was pretty spot on. So we got that. We got the story. Obviously, it's going to change a little bit. But I think I got the general gist of it going on. So, good for me. All right, bye-bye. All right, guys, it's time for me to prove to all of you that I am from the future. With Natlan officially being released, we can go check out the map and see for ourselves the proof. They changed the map.